Have you ever questioned why people or some animals drown but much bigger objects can float? How can we remain on the surface of the water? How much power do we need to stay floating? But before we go into the topic, let us introduce ourselves first.
Hi, my name is คณิตสอนพึ่งทรัพย์
My name is พรปวีสวนทวีโชติ
Hello, I'm Naravish Proma, or you can call me Nile.
My name is ธนัทมาศภูศรีแก้ว
Hi, my name is แพรวาพงษ์ธนบัน
Hi, my name is Pishamon Anand and we are from CIN.
Now, let's start. This video is going to talk about how much power is required to remain afloat and also some examples for better understanding. What is to remain afloat? To stay afloat is to remain at the surface of the water, which can be floating with or without applying actions. For example, swimming. So, the power to remain afloat is the energy or force needed to keep an object buoyant and floating on the surface of fluid. There are some principles related to this topic, such as the buoyancy principle and Archimedes principle. Have you wondered why, when your goggles sink, then you swim down and try to get the goggles? There are some forces that push you back up to the surface. That force is the upward force on object partly immersed in a fluid. That's the buoyancy principle. Next, Archimedes principle states that the buoyant force acting on an object immersed in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object.
As you can see, pressure due to weight of fluid increase with depth because P equal to H log G. This change in pressure and associated upward force on the bottom of the cylinder are greater than the downward force on the top of the cylinder. If the buoyant force is greater than the object's weight, the object rises to the surface and floats. If the buoyant force is less than the object's weight, the object sinks. If the buoyant force equals to the object's weight, the object can remain suspended at its present depth. The buoyant force is always present, whether the object floats, sinks, or suspend in fluid. Next is Archimedes principle, refer to the buoyant force that results when the body is submerged in a fluid. From picture A, an object submerged in a fluid experiences the buoyant force as a Fb. From picture B, if the object is removed, it is replaced by fluid having weight, or this. Fun fact, the exclamation Eureka, meaning I found it, has often been credited to Archimedes as he made the discovery that would lead to Archimedes' principle. Some say it all started in the bathtub. Yeah, this is a real shower thought.
So now it's part of the formula. Our formula is from buoyant force, which is this formula. Fb equal to GFV rho W. This formula has specific role for each other. So let's start with the first one. The first one is Fb is buoyant force in Newton and F is fraction of its volume to submerge or animal buoyed up by Fb. The next one is V is volume, rho W is density of the water. And all this formula has a direct variable due to G and rho W, which are the most important for buoyant force. Here is an example of calculation. Maybe you could try it for yourself. And if you can do it, here is the way to solve the problem. We will do it step by step. Step 1, identify the density of the fluid. Rho equal to 500 kg meter cubic. Step 2, determine the volume of fluid being displayed by object. The volume of fluid displayed will equal to the volume of the object which is submerged in the fluid. Since half of the cube is submerged, the value of the height will be 1 meter, while the width and the length will stay at 2 meters each. V will be equal to 2 times 2 times 1. Okay, so the next step is last step. Plug the answer from step 1 and step 2 into equation Fb equal to GFV rho W. Fb will equal to 500 times 4 times 9.8. The Fb will be equal to 19,600 Newton.
For an application in human, normally we are mostly found is applying in terms of a water sports such as swimming, snorkeling, water polo, which are related to all this application. Dueling to the water is required. In fact, people are typically denser than the water, so it truly makes us sink down to it. For our examples is synchronized swimming. This type of water sport, swimmer must show a floating posture to match with the rhythm and a harmony, which is contrast to the fact. But how? The answer is by applying an energy, by making an equal between up and down forces to remain afloat and to get in the desired position. For example, according to the picture, this picture shows the posture of a swimmer called an egg beater kick, which involves a scissor-like kicking motion with both legs to tread water effectively. This will help a swimmer stay afloat vertically at a slight angle that they want to.
In animals that use a force, they have evolution to be more efficiency in the water. Like capybara, one of the largest rodents, they have rapid feet, allow them to have more increased surface area which reduce the energy used. This also includes others. On the other hand, we have the penguin, who evolved their bone to be much stronger, allow them to produce more force under the water, making them faster underwater than the land.
Next is application in machine. We will talk about boat. Did you know that? Besides density, there is another thing that makes a boat float. This is buoyancy. When the boat floats in the water, boats experience a buoyant force called buoyancy. This force is the result of the pressure exerted by the water on the hull. The buoyant force is equal to the weight of the water the boat displaces. Another thing that is easily seen is fins. Fins help transfer energy from your feet to the water more efficiently. The movement of the fins creates a force that counteracts the rotational motion. It creates a current in the water.
For the conclusion, so the reason why some objects sink is because they are denser than the water density, which is why they need some power to remain afloat, and it can be calculated by this equation.
And lastly, we hope that this video will provide some useful information for you guys, and thank you for watching.